Bill, Mr. Ambassador, thanks for joining us. U.S. Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines just warned Congress that as this war drags on, it is likely to become, quote, more unpredictable and escalatory. Do you agree?
I do, Jake. It's hard to say what's going through Putin's mind. No one really knows. He's got no good options. He demonstrated that in that famous speech a couple of days ago on Victory Day, where he didn't announce doubling down. He didn't announce standing down with some victories. He didn't have any victory. He was worried about doubling down and calling up the reserves, but because that would expose the lie that he's not really fighting. So he doesn't have good options, and so no one really knows what he does.
DNI Haynes also warned that there are increasing chances, in her view, that Putin could impose martial law in Russia and reorient industrial production to sustain his war effort. Putin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, he denies that. But how stable are things in Russia, or how unstable?
Very unstable. Again, he's probably worried. President Putin is probably worried. He's got somewhere between 10,000 and 20,000 Russian soldiers who've been killed in Ukraine. We've seen some of those Russian soldiers killing civilians just now, and horrifying. But 10,000 to 20,000 have been killed and are going back for burial in places around Russia. So there's discontent. There's real problems. There's economic problems caused by the sanctions. So Putin doesn't have good options, and the martial law will probably be destabilizing rather than stabilizing.
Peskov also said today that Russia is ready to take over the Kherson region of Ukraine if that's what the people there, quote unquote, want. Obviously, Russian forces occupy much of the area. They've installed their own puppet leaders. How can any request by those puppet leaders to join Russia possibly be seen by anyone else in the world as a freely made decision?
Clearly not. There's no way that it will be seen as a freely made decision. It's exactly what you said. If they do that, if they try to do that, and they've done it before, that's what they did in Donbass, they did in Donetsk and Luhansk, what they did in Crimea. Well, we know that they've done that before, and they're likely to try that again. And just like in Crimea and Donetsk, Luhansk, no one believes them. No one accepts what they're trying to do. The Ukrainians will never give up claim to those lands. It's Ukrainian land.
Let's turn to the economic aspects of the war. The Ukrainians today said they've been forced to suspend shipments of Russian natural gas going to Europe through pipelines that run through Ukraine, complaining that interference by Russian forces has endangered the system's stability and safety. Excuse me. How much trouble could this cause in Europe if it continues?
Well, fortunately, Jake, it's spring. And fortunately, that means that the heating season is now over. So demand for that gas is going down. And there are a good amount of reserves of gas to take them through the summer into the fall. They should be resupplying, replenishing those reserves. So that will be an issue that they'll have to take a look at. But the Ukrainians know that these pipelines go through areas that the Russians control, that the Russians occupy, and they are bleeding off some of this gas. So the Ukrainians are saying they'll move the gas, but through a different set of pipelines that's not controlled by the Russians.